So, with just 2 games left of the season, we could win the league and get into the Champions League. We do have to play Basel and Young Boys, who, basically, it's us and Basel that are fighting for this. Young Boys technically could win the league, but they need, basically, us to lose both games, Basel to lose both games. It's between us and Basel, and yeah, it's going to be tough. In between episodes, we've basically been knocked out of the cup. It's pretty much the only real talking point. We've done quite well in terms of results. We stuck with the asymmetric for a little bit until we then lost against Basel and Lugano and went back to our 4-2-3-1 and scored, 8 goals across 2 games against St. Gallen and Luzerne. So, I guess we just have to play our final 2 games of the season. The first one, probably the biggest. Now, before we kick off, I want to say that basically, if we don't win the league, it's not a failure. I need to say that out loud for myself, really, to hear that one. El Jazawi is going to be playing today on the left wing because our top goal scorer is on loan from Basel. Sene is our top goal scorer. He's on loan from Basel, obviously can't play against them. We have been the best scoring team in the league, but most of those have been coming from Sene. So hopefully El Jazawi, who is, I think, 17 years old, maybe 18 years of age, hopefully he can fill that gap. It is a bit annoying that our final 2 games are against first and third, and both away from home. That kind of sucks. But so far, looking at the match stats, Basel aren't really doing much. We're definitely not doing anything at all. Keeping hold of the ball and getting 0 highlights. Pusic is on a 6-3. Kawabe, El Jazawi and Han, are all on 6-4s. We're not doing anything when it comes to attacking at all. We've been unlucky. It's unacceptable. It's absolutely unacceptable, everybody. Also, I'm going to speak to you individually just because you didn't respond. And Lenjani as well. Keep going. You've got the ability to make the difference. It's a good team talk. 50 minutes in, and we've got our first highlight of the episode. It was a very dull, boring first half of football, wasn't it? Lang's going to play the ball forward. Basel coming forward. Esposito with an absolute rocket into the top corner. It's 1-0 to Basel, and I suspect that might be our season not over. Basically, we're probably going to finish second. I say that because we've literally had 1 shot, and apparently it wasn't even on target and wasn't very good. El Jazawi and Han, both on 6.2s. We are just playing badly. So, Morandi's awful, isn't he? We know this. Maybe we do that, and we put Morandi on the right. Boller on the right-hand side. I think he'll do a better job as a right winger than potentially some of our other options. We're also going to take off Han, Leo Bonnet. No, Jung-San Bin. Jung-San Bin is going to be the man to come on. We need to just have a shot. A highlight would be nice. A highlight for us, I meant, not a highlight for Basel. But here we are. Pavlovic is going to go for a run with the ball. Number 15 in the middle to Berger. Ball forward. Lovely ball. And Marles, no idea. Could have been his name. Hits the ball over the bar. It's not a good performance, is it? Don't worry, we've still got young boys to play as well in this episode, so maybe we'll play better in that one. Thomas Ribeiro is going to go for a run for us. Plays it on the ground to Boller. Jung-San Bin facing away from goal. It's a terrible pass. We're keeping this highlight alive. Maybe there is a last chance for us. Lenjani controls it. Cross it in, buddy. He does. Jung-San Bin's there. Pusic gets it back to Lenjani. What are we doing? Lenjani needs to get that ball in. He's been kicked by Lang. It's going to be a free kick. And are we going to see it? No, we're not. I literally told myself at the start of this match, I said it out loud, that we must, if we lose this game, it's not the end of the world. We overachieved, and we've lost and Basel were champions. I wasn't expecting them to be champions, if I'm honest. This was not what I was expecting. I don't know what I was expecting, because there's 1 game left and they're 4 points clear of us. But I don't want to see this. They're actually 5 points clear at the top of the table. We've got 1 game left to play. Young Boys have 2 games left to play. If they win both their games, they will go on to 69 points. We have to... if Young Boys lose, then fine. If Young Boys win their next match, we have to beat them in order to stay ahead of them. Or draw. Draw also works. Right, Han, you've been pretty poor the last 5 games, so we're going to give you a warning. Criticise your recent form. You've been declining. You've scored 1 or no goals, got 1 assist in your last 5 games. Looking at the other players as well, Morandi, you're just awful. You've never put in a good performance. I'm just going to transfer list you now. So let's get you out of the club in the summer. Most other players don't really play too often. Kawabe, I guess, plays a lot. But he's on loan, so I don't really think we can give him too much of a warning. I mean, we'll do it anyway. Now, I don't want to say that our local rivals Zurich threw that game intentionally, so Young Boys could finish ahead of us in the table, but they did lose 3-1, which means in our next match and the final match of the season, we have to win or draw. If we lose, we will drop down to third. I don't think it makes too much difference. Realistically, it makes a bit of difference for prize money, but we're going into the same competition. We're both going into the Europa League 2, or the Europa Conference League, or whatever you want to call it, in the second qualifying round. It's basically £250,000 difference. That's probably helpful. I want to finish second. Is it a good idea to do some rotation for this match against Young Boys? Because I've done it. I've definitely done it. We've got our number 2 goalkeeper in goal because Morea has been pretty poor. We are playing Mateus Dantas as well. Jungsan Bin is also starting ahead of Han, even though I gave Han a little bit of a shouting at. I'm hoping, because Jungsan Bin doesn't play too much, he's going to turn up and go, you know what? I want to score some goals and keep my name in the starting 11, despite the fact that he's on loan from Wolves and this might be his last game for us. It is an early, very early chance going to Young Boys. Ryder's going to take the free kick outside the area, obviously. That's how free kicks work. It's gone wide. Van Bolmoes with a goal kick for Young Boys, and they're coming forward, but Ribeiro nicks that ball away. Matic, big kick over the halfway line. It's going to come back towards us, probably, I assume. It's onto the left-hand side. Garcia, first-time pass. Abrashi's there for us. Kawabe to Jungsan Bin. Left-hand side is Sene. Returns to the starting 11 following the match that he couldn't play in. And Sene walks past 14 players. Puts his ball just wide, though. That could have been the goal that secured us second place. Instead, that was probably the only few highlights of the match. It's a highlight, though, for Young Boys. It's gone over the bar. That was probably the whole thing. It's a goal kick. Kawabe's having another game where he's not doing so hot. Pusic with a corner for us, though. 28 minutes. Sene is there, and he's done it again. Mamadou Kale Sene with his 21st goal of the season. We have an option to buy him for £1.4 million. We don't have £1.4 million. If we had that money, we would buy him immediately because he is clearly our best player, and £1.4 million is an absolute steal. That goal is hopefully going to secure us second place in the table. Maybe we're going to get ourselves another one. Kawabe just inside the Young Boys half. Aragoni. Right hand side is Pusic. He's dodged one tackle, 4 in the middle. He might just go it alone, you know. He is going to go it alone, and Van Bolmoes with a decent save hits it over the bar. We are going to see the corner, which I have no idea where this is going to go. There's nobody at the front post, which seems a bit odd because I think they're still overpowered. Half-time in the final game of the season, and it is 1-0, and we're looking good for our lead. Let's be honest, 11 shots, 5 on target, an XG of over 1. I mean, we're doing well. I'm happy with the amount of shots. I am going to talk to a certain few players. You've not been good enough. I'm also going to talk to Dominic Schmid, because you've also not been good enough. And I guess Sene and Pusic, you've been brilliant. Keep up the good work. Probably didn't need to do those last bits of team talk, but I wanted to. 5 minutes into the second half, and a free kick in a very good position for us. Very similar to the first highlight of the match, and this one hits the underside of the bar and is cleared. Pusic keeps the highlight alive, hopefully crosses it into nobody. Fair enough. Instead, we've got a corner, apparently. Right-hand side, Herc is there at the back post. He's hit the bar. Young Boys clear the ball. Is it going to carry on? Schmid, right-hand side is Petar Pusic, loads and loads of space. He's cut in towards the middle, gets tackled, loses out. Abrashi sticks a leg out, doesn't really do anything apparently. We are approaching the 60, and I think it is time for some highlights. Substitutions even. Heyo Kawabe, this is going to be your final appearance, I think. You're coming off. Don't think we're going to extend his loan. It's going to be Han Kwang Song coming on. Dominic Schmid for Lenjani, because Schmid is not playing very well either. And I want to bring on El Jazawi. Arguably, I want to bring off one of the, loanees. Why are we doing that? We're doing it. El Jazawi's come on as a striker. We've still got 2 subs left to go, and we've still got half an hour to play. Since the subs, very little's happened. This episode has been so short when it comes to highlights. It's a good job that we're going to have the end of season review and all that fun jazz after this match, but not really a lot's happened. Runners up. We are runners up in the Swiss Premier League. I can't even remember the name of the league. I should know that. I'm a manager in it. We are runners up of the top division in Switzerland in our first season. We have overachieved. I think We've even broken Grasshopper's record ever point score as well. I think last time was 69 points. We are going to finish the season on 70? I think it's 70. Sure, that one makes sense. Right, there are going to be some interesting things. Hopefully, we're going to find out we're going to have a decent amount of money. That's one thing. Europa League 2 place goes to the league, sure. It's because Basel won everything. Aragoni wants an improved contract, I guess. He is going to be our number 1 right back for the season. There's that £2.3 million as well coming into the bank. And I guess we just keep going forward until we get end of season review and then transfer budgets. I want like 5 million. We're not going to get 5 million, are we? We might get 5 million. We've got 11 in the bank. But we won't find that out just yet. We've got the end of season review. New arrivals, there are a lot, and most of them end up going out on loan. Obviously, it's going to include players that we didn't technically sign, like Sene, Ribeiro, Margrietta, Jung Sang Bin, Christian Herc. We signed Han. I mean, I'm claiming that one. That was definitely me. Gets an A rating for that. Dan Tass is a C+. He played 2 and 5 off the bench. Literally, his second start was that final game of the season. So, yeah, not ideal. Sene, we need this deal. We need to sign him on a permanent. We brought in... Who else did we bring in? Who else was it? They all went out on loan, didn't they? They all went out on loan. Ramirez, remember that? That was a silly thing to do. How did Rapperswil do? Can we even find out? I mean, they don't play matches. So we have no idea. We did loan out a lot of players to Rapperswil, didn't we? Dwayne Atkinson was another one who we signed and then loaned out. Jamoy Topay, another player, scored 2 goals, got 1 assist. From centre-back, that's actually not terrible, is it? I mean, I would be happy with that as a return, I think. If any of my centre-backs score a goal, and a couple of goals, get an assist. Richard King as well, played once and was appalling. Cool. Sene getting 19 goals in the league. 4 for El Jazawi, all in that first match there, I think it was, wasn't it? But, you know, that's fine. Second place, that's the key takeaway here. Not only did Al Jazawi score 4 goals in that game against Wallen, it was our biggest win. One of them was also goal of the season as well. And the match to remember was a 3-1 victory against Servette. Can't remember whether that was on camera. I feel like it might have been. Financially, there's numbers if you're interested. Our overall starting 11, you can see the players that I want to try and improve. Attacking midfield is definitely somewhere where I think we need a better option. Left back, I think we need a better option. Abrashi isn't bad, but I think we could get somebody else better in that position. I want to see a lot more from our central midfield. And that position there, I've never been able to get a good position or a good performance out of an attacking midfielder. I don't really know why I'm playing a 4-2-3-1. Looks like Alan Aragoni has picked up a couple of awards. Fans Player of the Season, Young Player of the Season. That's good. Signing we know is Han. Muad Al-Jazawi we know is Goal of the Season. Sane top goal scorer of 21. Pusic with 11 assists as well. We've got a whole bunch of records being broken. Al-Jazawi, he's up there with 4 goals in 1 match. I think that will never be broken. I don't think that's going to be broken for a very long time at the very least. And this is interesting. Super League Youngster of the Year also goes to Sene. We've gone forward a couple of days and I see one bit of good news and one bit of bad news. First of all, the bad news, I guess. The facilities have been downgraded. We will talk about improving those once we see how much money we've got. 6 million. £6 million. Right, first bit of action then. Let's get this deal over the line. £1.4 million. That's a third of our transfer budget. I think we've also got the option on a few other players. So we don't have it on Bolla. We don't have it on Kawabe. I thought we might have had it on Kawabe. Leo Bonatini, I don't think we've got it. Do we want to do that? Do we just want to bring him? Let's see how much money he wants. Too much. We don't want to do that. This guy, I mean, he never played for us, but we could probably sign him. And Jung San Bin, is there an option there? No, and he's expensive. So, okay, well, we're going to be bringing in Sene, and hopefully if he scores another 21 goals next season, that is money well spent. He is going to want a lot of money. He also wants to be playing as a striker, which isn't going to happen. Right, I'm terrible at doing contracts, just so you're aware. This is the type of contract I offered him. He just accepted straight away. Probably could have got rid of half of these bonuses, but, you know, we've done that. We do have a £5 million minimum fee release, which I suspect, if he's any good, will get activated next summer. Also, while we've got this money in the bank, let's talk to the board about facilities. Youth facilities is the main one. We'll do training if they want to do training. Anything else we can do? Networking. Is that the one? No, finances? Increase junior coaching budget. That's what we want to do. we're building a nation, ultimately. That is the goal. So we kind of need to make sure that we're bringing in the best youngsters from the Zurich area. So, yeah, let's hope they can sign that deal. I'm now going to have a look at players who might be wanting to join on a free transfer, because we've got basically £90,000 a week to spare without touching our transfer budget. I also need to make sure that they are an EU national. So anything expiring in the next 3 months, we've got some options. Quite a lot of them are old. Right, I have done some offering of contracts to players who are hopefully going to be joining in the summer on free transfers. We are going to end this episode here and season 1 here. If you have got this far and you are enjoying, do please remember to leave a like on all of the videos. Stick your comments down in the comments section below. Maybe give me some sort of ideas, sort of things that I can possibly try out. Maybe formations, maybe players to look into. Maybe sort of, what do you think, like, what type of players should we sign? Should we be looking for experienced players who can just propel us into Champions Leagues? Should we be looking for youngsters that we can sell on for a decent profit? Should we just be looking for Swiss players? All that kind of stuff. Do that sort of thing. Also, if you're not subscribed and you've got this far, go on. It's not hard. Just click the subscribe button. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you in Season 2, and I will see you in episode 1 of season 2 with a plenty of transfer business, and hopefully Sané joins on a permanent deal. Thanks for watching. Oh, and very quickly before we finish, I just wanted to show you Hamza Rafia. He's joining in the summer on a free transfer, and we've increased our junior coaching budget as well, so we should be getting the best kids from around Switzerland, hopefully.